for saying that. How are you, Mary Aguilar?
How are you? Very good. How you doing?
Good. How long have you been out, Mary?
I was disfellowshipped in 1982, so
Wow.
yeah. But I didn't like pick up a Bible for all those years.
Oh wow.
Until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you when did you stop believing the Jehovah's Witness version? Was it like almost right away, or?
No, I hung on to it for a long time.
Okay.
Even though I didn't pick up any Bible, I still was attached to the belief system
Okay.
for a long time.
Yeah, their belief system.
Yeah, their belief system.
Do you consider yourself this fellowship person?
Well, actually,
look out, there's a mosquito.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I was disfellowshipped really for something I didn't do.
Right.
So, in my mind, I had to walk around with that label when I was in contact with other witnesses. If I were to go into a Kingdom Hall, you know how it is. You have to tell them that you're disfellowshipped. But in my mind, I knew I didn't do what I was accused of.
Okay.
So I was being blackballed for no reason.
No.
Yeah, so that turned me off totally. And like I said earlier, they were telling me, well, Jehovah's cleaning his house. So I said, this time he cleaned the wrong house because I didn't do it.
Right.
Okay, so.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is, because I was wearing a label.
So when did you realize that it wasn't?
I was an adulterer.
When did you realize that it wasn't what they were saying? Yeah.
Me too.
Because, well, I was disfellowship in 82, so I had a lot of time to think and stuff. And, you know, I felt, I was sad and I was lonely, and those days they didn't really have the internet, so I had to deal with it on my own.
Right.
And so I just kind of went on with my life, and not until the computer is when I really started looking and seeing different things on the computer, and I was like shocked. The molestations,
right,
and all these things, and all the things that I was feeling that they were doing dishonestly to me, you know, to my psychologically. I was seeing it on the computer. I'm saying, oh my God, that's how I felt. I felt like that, and I was starting to really see that how could everybody feel the same way?
Right. You weren't the same. You weren't alone.
Right. It's just like a disorder.
Right.
If somebody has a certain disorder, after all, the symptoms will be the same.
Right.
So it cannot be, you know, right if you're going to feel these ways.
Isolation is a very powerful tool, but with the internet now out, you don't feel so alone.
No.
And what happens is this. Everybody comes together, and even if it's like from one congregation here, one down here, and eventually they all come out of it and they realize, oh, I'm not the only one that's going through this.
Right. And each person went through it in their own way.
Right.
But the thing that we all can relate is with me, I related with women that were abused.
Right.
Because I was in there and I didn't feel like they paid much attention to women that were abused. They just, oh, you weren't praying enough.
Cool.
Right.
You weren't going out in service enough. It was you. Meanwhile, you felt like you're being persecuted by your mate and plus beaten by the organization at the same time.
Right.
So you have no really anyone to talk to.
Right.
And you just kind of internalize. And my personality is not that type of personality. So for me, that was even harder to deal with because I'm very outgoing.
Right.
So it was making me withdrawn, like a, you know, a recluse. I'm not like that type of person. So that was hard too, you know. But what I did was I just started going on the computer, reading the books, the Crisis of Conscience. I read that book, and I was wow. And some of the things that he said in the book, I could relate to because they actually, my ex-husband actually stole my children, and they were hiding them in other elders' houses, and brothers and sisters were hiding my children.
Right.
So to me, that did it for me. That's not a loving organization. Because today, I could have had them all arrested.
Right.
Okay? Because today they're very strict on parental custody.
Right.
Okay? But back then, they shouldn't get involved in people's domestic affairs. This sister, he told him, this sister was holding my kids. This one, they were moved. I had the police there and everything. Go to find out, after I got this fellowship, he married that sister that was hiding my kids.
Wow. Hold on.
She should be proud of herself. She should be proud of herself.
Thank you, Mary, for sharing that.